TB, that is tuberculosis, a potentially serious infectious bacterial disease which basically affects the lungs of the person. So guys, when we talk about that how to basically assess the prevalence of the tuberculosis in our country, so recently on the occasion of World TB Day, National TB Prevalence Survey was being released. So hello everyone, welcome to today's top PIB news session on EduTap, in which we will be discussing basically the key findings of the National TB Prevalence Survey. So let's begin the session, let's get started. So here you can see the headline from the PIB itself that says World TB Day 2022. So when we talk about the World TB Day 2022, it is being celebrated every year on 24th March. So guys, please note down the date here, World TB Day 2022, that is World TB Day is being celebrated every year on the date of 24th March. So guys, when we talk about this particular World TB Day, what exactly the other important thing that you are required to remember from here is the theme of the World TB Day. So this is the homework question for all of you. All of you are requested to tell me what exactly was the theme of World TB Day 2022 in the comment section below. So moving ahead into the session, so guys, when we talk about this particular occasion, that is the World TB Day 2022, on the occasion there was a summit, that is Step Up to End TB 2022 summit, which was being inaugurated. And guys, during that summit it was being urged to all the people to adopt children which are basically suffering from the tuberculosis. Okay, and apart from that, various kinds of Abhiyan, TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan was being launched as well. So guys, now what exactly is the key important point that we are required to discuss in the today's session? That is basically the National TB Prevalence Survey 2019 to 2021, which is the timeline for this particular survey. Okay, so this survey basically tells us about various data about the people suffering from the tuberculosis in our country, as well as what exactly was the mortality rate due to this particular deadly disease. Okay, so when we talk about the tuberculosis, so as per the report, the tuberculosis infects 316 Indians per 1 lakh people. And when we talk about this particular data, so this is basically 193 above than the data which is being given by the World Health Organization in year 2019. And when we talk about the annual TB cases in India, so it has basically rise from up to 19% to 19,33,381 in year 2021. Now when we talk about the deaths which are being caused due to the TB, so basically this was being recorded at 4,93,000 TB deaths were recorded, which was excluding the HIV. So guys, when we talk about the deaths due to TB, so there was seen a 13% hike from the previous year in the deaths due to TB. So guys, these are the important data. And guys, I want to tell you that the National TB Prevalence Survey 2019-2021, in this particular report, you are basically required to remember such kind of data which can be asked in the exam. The questions can be asked from these kinds of data only in the exam. So guys, now let's come to the more important point, that is India remains the highest contributor to the global TB cases. So this is one such point that you are required to remember here, that India is basically the highest contributor to the global TB cases, accounting for 26% of the total cases and 34% of the all deaths worldwide. So these 2 points are really very important. The first one is 26%. That India accounts for 26% of the total TB cases in the world. And apart from that, when we talk about the deaths due to TB, then India basically accounts for 34% of the total TB deaths across world. Okay, so these are the important points that you are required to remember from the National TB Prevalence Survey. Okay, now there are some more important points that you are required to remember, and we will be covering this in the form of pointers only. Okay, so here you can see that the highest burden of all forms of TB and pulmonary TB at 747 and 534 was being found in Delhi. So this is once again a very important point to be remembered from the exam point of view. Now when we talk about the lowest burden of all forms of TB, then it was found in Gujarat. Now when we talk about lowest in the pulmonary TB at 151 per 1 lakh people, then it was being found in the state of Kerala. So these are the name of the states which you are really required to remember from the exam point of view, on which a question is very probable to be asked in the exam. So now guys, when we talk about the TB prevalence, so when we talk about when we compare the TB prevalence in women and men, then it was being found that it was much lower among the women with only 154 per 1 lakh. But when we talk about the men, it was basically found at 472 per 1 lakh among the men. Now when we talk about the prevalence of TB among the people who are aged 15 and above, such as the people from the old age groups, males, the malnourished, smokers, alcoholics and diabetic patients, then once again it was found at a very high rate, that is about 31.4%. So guys, please remember these name of the Indian states as well as the data, and these kind of percentages are really very important from the exam point of view when we talk about the National TB Prevalence Survey 2019-2021. So apart from that, when we talk about other important data, here you can see that a majority of those who were symptomatic, that is 64%, did not seek healthcare services. And guys, you will be really surprised that what exactly is the composition of the reasons which are being mentioned in the National TB Prevalence Survey 2019-2021. And here you can see the whole list here, that the reasons for not seeking the healthcare services was ignoring the symptoms, not recognizing the symptoms, and it also includes self-treatment. That means 12% people who are basically suffering from the tuberculosis, they were just having the self-treatment for this particular disease. So this is really very alarming, as there is a lack of awareness among the people about this particular disease. Apart from that, there were 2% people who could not afford to seek care for as well as the treatment services for this particular part. So guys, before moving ahead, I would like to tell you that seriously, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic has really halted the gains that we have gained in ending the TB in our country as well as across the world, due to the lockdowns, due to the economic distress. And apart from that, as we all know, there was understaffing of the healthcare workers during the COVID-19 pandemic, because most of them were basically involved for the COVID-19 work only and not for the TB. So that was also one of the very important reason that why the gains that we have gained in the past decade to end TB was basically have basically struck. And now guys, when we talk about the gains, now I would like to tell you one more important point here, that the remaining 36% who sought care had an equal preference for private and government institutions. Now guys, come to the more important point, that when we talk about ending the TB in India, then our Indian government has basically have a more ambitious target, as they are basically targeting to end TB by year 2025. Which is basically 5 years ahead of the global goal of ending the TB, that is by year 2030. So this is one more important point that you are required to remember from the exam point of view. And now there is one last point, that there has been increase in the mortality rate due to all forms of TB between 2019 and 2020, and this percentage was 11%. So one more important point for you to remember from the exam point of view. So guys, basically we have covered all the important all the important data which you are really required to remember from the exam point of view about the National TB Prevalence Survey 2019 to 2021. Hope that you will be able to remember all these points. But guys, what exactly is there? Revision is the key to remember all such kind of data, because they are really very important from the exam point of view. So guys, that was all from the National TB Prevalence Survey. Now when we talk about the homework question from the previous session, then in that there was a question on the third National Water Awards. So basically when we talk about these awards are being instituted under the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and here is the list of all the star performers who have answered the question correctly. And guys, I'm really glad that there are so many names today in on my this star performer screen, that my slide was basically smaller when we talk about the number of people who are being mentioned here. So congratulations to all of you, well done to all of you. And guys, if you also want your name to be mentioned here in the upcoming session as a star performer, then do tell me in the comment section that what exactly was the theme of World TB Day 2022. And guys, if you have still not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of these sessions. To join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. So guys, that was basically the end of the session. Before concluding, if you are having any queries, you can drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also call us at 814-620-7241. So guys, thank you for joining us. Wish you all happy learning.